Houston. Look at Archie Manning.
Look at Archie.
Was like 39 years old. Good to see you again,
And
Mr.
now
Manning.
another random Super Bowl guest.
Not so random, Eddie. This, of course, is Archie Manning. Archie, you may have heard that Archie Manning is the father of both Eli and Peyton, and was the original taste tester for Papa John's when he spent a weekend in Houston, and his car was stolen, and he bumped into John, and John had a small little shack he was selling pizza out of, and Archie said, "This is so good, one day I hope my son owns 500 of these." And it all came true, didn't it, Arch?
It's a good story.
It's not a bad story. How you been, buddy?
I'm doing good.
You look good. Health is okay. Family's doing great.
Pretty good. Yeah, family's great.
Good to hear it. So, what does the Manning family do in those rare years when none of you were playing in a Super Bowl?
Well,
hunting or something?
I miss it. We've been very, very fortunate. I never realized it till last year. Somebody just pointed out 6 out of 10. I said to kind of pinch ourselves there, but that was fun. But we're glad everybody's going to be in Houston, and looks like to me Houston's going to do a good job.
Yeah,
I really keep up.
Boomer,
you've been going for years and years, have too, y'all. But cities, I mean, it's a big job, big task to host a Super Bowl.
You got people from Minnesota here now trying to get ready for
that.
next year.
That's different. I remember the last one. Minnesota had. But I live in New Orleans, and we're proud of the 10 that we've had, and we want some more.
No doubt. So it's interesting to me, 6 out of 10. Which is stupid that it meant either Peyton or Eli. So when you guys come to Houston, and listen, I know you have appearances and people want to talk football, which is great. Then comes Sunday. I would think you guys collectively would want to be as far away from this dump as possible. Go home, have Mrs. Manning make some jambalaya, put your feet up on the couch, have all the grandkids there, get some more jambalaya, and just enjoy it privately as a family.
How'd you know that? How'd you know that?
I know you, because that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Well,
I've never
it's a
won
good
Super Bowl.
time. We're going to enjoy Houston, and I told somebody I have to come to Houston to see my kids. We had dinner with Peyton last night, and Eli and Abby. Ashley's coming, Eli's coming, so we'll get a good visit. But I think, I'll be back home. Be home Sunday afternoon in front of my TV.
Right.
I like to watch
Peyton
football.
Manning better pick up the tab. That's all I got to say. And by the way, he's got to be a pain in the neck these days. He's got a lot of free time on his hand, and I got to imagine he's just on everybody's crap, and he's probably trying to coach Eli from a distance, and he's all over you guys. I mean, for the first time in his life, he actually has a life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
he does. But he's you know him, Boomer. He's a planner. He plans ahead. I mean, I'll get an email one day about something next June. Do we have to do that today?
So now he wants to do family reunions now that he has the time and all this. So I'm going to ask this question as we talk to the great Archie Manning. Was there any, I guess, closeness to the fact that, or to the rumor that Peyton was being considered by Indianapolis to come and run that franchise, much like John Lynch just got the job in San Francisco?
Those rumors are out there, and Peyton and I kind of have a deal. I just, I'm going to let him tell me what's going on with him if he wants me to know. So I know several clubs have just mentioned he knows people like you. Sure. He knows people in the organizations, and they say if you're interested. Peyton's busy. He's had a great fall. He's busy. He's doing a lot of different things. And I think he listens. He's got people in the business world talking to him, people in the football world, broadcasting, whatever, talking to him. He took this fall and had fun, not playing for the first time, and now I think he's going to pursue things and listen and talk. He's pretty good at that too.
It seems like I get what you're saying. That he'll be more involved in something this year than he was this past year. But I would think, as Boomers talks about the lifestyle of being an NFL executive, not to mention a coach, but a GM. That's an all-in 24/7 lifestyle. And my gut would be when you turn a certain age and you've lived 25 years under that umbrella, that while you're going to stay active and do stuff, I don't know that you want that type of life.
The great setup in professional sports right now is a team, the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm not sure if you understand that whole thing, but Brendan Shanahan was a lot like Peyton Manning, is a Hall of Fame player, great player, all-star. The Maple Leafs hired him as their president. They said, okay, you are going to represent the organization. We want you to hire the right people to coach and be the general manager for this team, but it's going to be your decision as the president. To me, that's who Peyton Manning needs to be. Peyton Manning needs to be that guy.
He ain't going to answer to nobody anymore.
That's what I'm saying. He's got to, because he knows the right people. He knows the coaches.
Peyton likes to he likes to meet people. He likes to get to know people better. He likes to pursue different things. He loves the game of football. But he loves the people that are involved in it and the great relationships that he's had.
I was told that part of his deal with Papa John's was that he made the decisions. He would tell John, I'm bringing back the pizza family. I'm bringing back a certain type of pizza because that's what I want to do.
Family is a big part of it. It's been a fun company to be involved with for our family. And that's kind of the theme for John this year is we're not a pizza company, we're a pizza family. And y'all know how that works. It's a big operation. A lot of people go into it. I know they've been great to our family. Of course, Peyton's got the franchises out in Denver.
Right.
But John's he's a good guy. He has been so loyal to Peyton Manning Children's Hospital in Indianapolis. We had I'll tell you what kind of guy he is. We had a family down at Ole Miss. They lost their son in a terrible accident from Louisville. And John jumped in. He didn't just do a little thing. He started a scholarship in this young man's name. Wanted me to go in with and do the scholarship. Big-hearted guy, big family. Peyton's not here today, but Peyton, I'm supposed to mention, he will be Facebook Live tomorrow, 11:15
Peyton Manning's
Central
not
Time.
Facebooking
Yes,
live.
he is.
Was he
He's
Antonio
Facebook
Brown
Live.
now?
He's Facebook Live with John, I guess.
Yeah,
I
let
think
me
with
ask
John.
you this. Talking to Archie Manning, and definitely check out Papa John's for your Super Bowl parties, etc. You guys have this famous, the Manning quarterback camp.
Yeah.
And it's, people love it. And the people that don't even go pros, high school, college kids, it's a big deal for you guys. Johnny Manziel went through it. I remember there were issues with him being there, and you guys had to punish him when he was there, going back 5 years.
Jeez.
When you think of John Manziel, forget about the person. I always wondered this. As a player, did Johnny Manziel have the ability, in your opinion, to be a better than average NFL quarterback?
I don't know better than average. I know he could be an NFL quarterback. Well, I watched him so much in college. It was phenomenal. I thought he was just phenomenal. I watched him one night. I was in Oxford, Mississippi. I was in the end zone up, and it seemed like they were going the other way all night. And I think he could have played. I don't know. It probably depends the team if he excelled. You still got Boom. You see it now with these young guys coming into the league. I think it's a bigger transition than we used to make because of their system.
But he has NFL
in
talent.
college, and his was the ultimate spread
And
system,
it doesn't
read
fit
option.
the pro. I actually heard when he was in Cleveland, he said to one of his coaches, "Man, I don't know if I could do this."
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that you have
Really?
to learn. I always try to tell Craig that's not just that impact. He always
Big
says
transition.
we make it too complicated,
Yeah.
but it's not. But it's a very complicated sport. How about Dak Prescott? Did he go through that?
Dak, we had him at camp. He was a camper with us, but see, we have two things. If they come as a camper, we don't track that because we're not about recruiting.
Right.
Most of our kids that come to our camp, they're just going to play high school football. And
Sure.
that's all we want to do, enhance that experience. Now we have 40 that come every year that are college quarterbacks,
Who are looking
and they're
to-
counselors, so they're helping. They work out with Peyton and Eli and the pro people there, and they coach the kids. Dak came 2 years. And you could just tell he was. I used to tell him, I said, Dak, out of the 40, you're really my favorite, but I can't tell anybody that because you're from Mississippi State.
Right, yeah, that's exactly right.
Said, this is one great kid. And he came, though, he had a purpose. I mean, he was a sponge, especially to Peyton. He wanted to know about study habits. He wanted to know how do you really watch film.
So you were not surprised by the success that he had.
I was surprised he lasted to the fourth
That's
round.
what I was going to ask you about the draft.
Somebody's got to tell me that. Somebody's got to explain that to me. And I know a lot of people have got egg on their face saying, God,
Chip
we
Kelly
had
wanted
3
him.
chances at him, but somebody's got to tell me. I didn't think he was going to be a top 10 because I just didn't know. That sounded like maybe early 2, late 1.
But the thing about it, he went to a good team. Let's face it. He went to the right team
Without
at
a
the
doubt.
right time. They got a break because Tony Romo got hurt, and he made the most of that break. Had Ezekiel Elliott back there, great offensive line, tight end, wide receivers that are all veterans. I mean, this is a great spot.
Perfect.
I was telling Craig, even if the Jets would have drafted him, it would have been a mess. He would have not
No,
been
it
the guy
wasn't
he
going
is
to be.
today.
It's not easy. No, don't ever. It's a few quarterbacks out there that think it's easy. It's not easy. It's a huge transition.
Well,
And,
especially for the
that
Jets.
can struggle one day. They lose that line. And he doesn't have that running back. He doesn't have.
It's not all going to be wine and
no.
roses.
Everybody struggles when they play with the Jets. I mean, that's just you talk about I know you played for New Orleans when they weren't any good. The Jets are that times 50 right now. It's just a joke.
Would you change anything in your career? I mean, when you think back to it, I know you lost a lot of games. I lost a lot of games. Hell, I would never change anything.
No, I wouldn't change anything. You know, people at one point tried to get me to leave. You know, back then free agency wasn't a deal,
Right.
but you know, if you put in your time and effort and go through some tough times at a place, you want to be there when the good times come. Now, I wasn't, but I don't look back on it with regret anything.
As we talked to Archie Manning, were you concerned as a father that there was going to be a picture that surfaced of your son Eli without a shirt on, wearing skinny jeans and Timberlands, rocking on a boat in Miami with Trey Songz and a bunch of other rappers?
Well, it did surface. Somebody
I know,
plugged
someone
it in.
photoshopped
Like
it.
that.
And I said, Boom and I talked about doing it.
That just goes to show you the Mannings see everything. The Mannings see everything.
Wait, did you call up and go, Eli, please tell me there's not a
I
picture of
talked
you?
to him first. He told me the first thing. He said, you know, the reason I'm not in that picture is because they made me take the picture. I took the picture. I said,
That's what he told you?
I don't think you were there, Eli.
I actually thought Eli handled it really good. Yeah, he made fun. He had a good time with it and everything
I
else.
thought that's the way it
Unfortunately,
needed to be handled.
Yeah, and
Right.
it's such they put the team in a bad spot. It had nothing to do with them losing the game, I don't believe. But when you do lose a game like that, when everyone's watching and you don't play well, whether it's Odell or anyone else, it's going to go back to see. We told you weren't thinking, and it took Victor Cruz until a couple days ago to finally say, you know what,
I saw that.
bad job.
Different world out there now than we, back when I'm older than you, but
Yes.
you could have probably gone to Miami after a game.
there were no
Nobody
cell
would have
phones
known.
or nothing.
No,
Nobody would have known.
nobody
But,
knew.
here's the thing I would say. Eli has got to talk to you a little bit about Odell, the football player, and probably tells you that this kid is super special, I would imagine.
And I think maybe even players around the league see Odell and say, he's a knucklehead. He's not going. But Eli, you'd probably say, oh, he's late for meetings. He's not on time. He goofs off at practice. Not so. Always, he's always on time. Always got his head in his playbook, ready to play. Doesn't make little mistakes out there, and just I think the thing they would like for him to just take a step forward is on game time, just play.
He's got to grow up a little bit too.
Yeah.
But when you're 23 years old and you become a rock star. Listen, Archie,
he's
it's good
also
seeing
from New
you.
Orleans as well. That's
Let
why
me
you
tell you,
like well. That's exactly right. Same
Papa
high school.
John's, the official pizza sponsor of the NFL and Super Bowl 51. Go to papajohns.com, and when you consider your Super Bowl party this year, consider Papa John's.
Ultimate Meats. Remember
Ultimate
that.
Meats.
Ultimate Meats.
Archie, always great to see you, man.
Great
Thank you
to see
so
you
much
guys.
for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
Archie
Thanks for
Manning,
having me.
everyone. Coming up, we'll talk to Kyle Schwarber.